Welcome to AI Unveiled.
I'm Asif, and this is AI Unveiled, the show where we cut through the hype and get to the truth of what's really happening in AI. Today, while Silicon Valley's celebrating another groundbreaking model launch, I'm watching something different unfold. Shrinking margins, risky dependencies, and the fragile economics of building your business on someone else's artificial brainpower. GPT-5 dropped last week, and it's being called the $100 million coding savior. But what's really going on under the hood? Let's dig in.
Reality check. GPT-5 isn't the revolution we were promised.
When GPT-5 landed, The Verge called it underwhelming, pointing out that the big promises about speed, cost, and coding didn't quite match the hype. Others agreed, this is evolution, not a leap into the future. Yes, it's sharper at coding. OpenAI says it jumps from 81% to 88% on multi-language code editing, and it handles long prompts more smoothly. That matters for enterprise workloads like healthcare and finance, when those workloads are handled in secure, compliant environments. But here's the kicker. The real innovation isn't just in the raw capability. It's in the user experience. The model now automatically routes between conversational and reasoning modes without manual switching, making the whole experience feel more seamless. Microsoft just rolled it out in Azure AI Foundry, giving enterprises a cleaner way to plug GPT-5 into their workflows with better efficiency. The numbers are solid. GPT-5 scores nearly 75% on SWE Bench Verified and 88% on multi-language code editing tasks. It's better at following instructions, more resistant to hallucinations, and it can handle long context analysis in areas like health or finance. Still, OpenAI's own launch video had some sloppy performance charts, which stirred questions about transparency. The bigger story here, we've shifted from, wow, this is possible, to, how do we make this reliable and scalable? For enterprise, that shift might actually be where the real value lives.
The $100 million glow-up. With a catch.
Let's talk about those jaw-dropping revenue numbers. Replit shot from $10 million to $100 million in ARR in just over 5 months. Lovable hit $100 million in 8 months. Claude Code doubled to $400 million in a matter of weeks. On the surface, it's the ultimate glow-up, the kind you notice from across the room. But just like putting a fresh coat of paint on a shaky house, the foundation underneath tells a different story. Most of these coding assistants are running on razor-thin, or even negative, margins. Replit, for example, was in the red on margins as recently as April. The reason? They're paying premium rates to AI providers like OpenAI and Anthropic for the intelligence that powers their products, while those same providers are rolling out competing tools. That's what I call the middleware squeeze, being dependent on your supplier while also competing with them. If you dig into the economics, leading coding startups are seeing gross margins between 20% and 40% before you even count the costs of supporting free users. Some follow Perplexity's approach, classifying AI costs for those users as operating expenses instead of cost of revenue. Sure, that makes the books look better in the short term, but it hides the real unit economics. And that trick only works in the early growth phase. Once you start eyeing public markets, you have to account for model costs the way OpenAI does. And they're sitting at around 40% gross margins, aiming for 50% this year. The deeper concern is dependency risk. These companies have built amazing user experiences and captured serious market share, but their core edge depends on a model they don't control. As providers like OpenAI and Anthropic sharpen their own developer tools, like Codex or Claude Code, the squeeze gets tighter from both sides. Now here's the flip side. The rise of what Andrej Karpathy calls vibe coding is very real. You can say, Build me a customer feedback app with a dashboard, and an AI can actually spin it up. That's a genuine shift in how we build software. For enterprise leaders, the real question isn't whether these startups survive the squeeze. It's how you capture the productivity boost without inheriting the same vulnerabilities.
Enterprise strategy in the AI era.
Let's turn this into something useful for the people making big AI decisions. From what I'm seeing inside companies rolling out AI across critical business functions, 3 big strategic moves are separating the leaders from the rest. First, build, buy, or partner with options. The explosion in coding assistance proves there's demand and capability, but the margin squeeze shows the risk of leaning too hard on one provider. Smart enterprises keep a mix, building internal skills where it matters, partnering where it's efficient, and buying where speed is essential. One financial services client we worked with wanted AI tools for coding. Instead of locking into a single platform, we helped them split their strategy, use external tools for rapid prototyping, and build in-house for production systems with sensitive data. The result? They captured most of the productivity gains without giving up control. Second, governance isn't paperwork, it's an edge. New AI laws are coming fast, from the EU AI Act to California's rules. The companies winning here have governance frameworks that move as fast as the tech. We're tracking nearly half of GRC professionals actively evaluating AI governance solutions. And their biggest challenge is integration with what they already have. Third, developer roles are evolving fast. The best developers aren't being replaced by AI. They're becoming AI orchestrators. They know classic software architecture, but also how to get AI to produce reliable, scalable results. That's a skill set worth hiring for and training toward. The bigger picture, we're watching a new application layer form in enterprise software. Just like cloud computing created whole new categories of tools, AI is opening up entirely new ways for humans and software to work together. The companies that are going to win long-term aren't just the flashy startups. They're the ones quietly building deep AI capabilities while keeping the flexibility to pivot and staying independent from any single provider's future.
The final take.
So where does this all land? GPT-5 isn't the revolution it was hyped to be. It's sophisticated incrementalism, a refinement, not a breakthrough. And those $100 million plus revenue runs, they're proof of real market demand. But they also show just how fragile these early business models can be. If you're leading AI adoption inside your organization, here's where to focus. 1. Don't get caught in the hype loop. Evaluate tools based on your outcomes, not their press coverage. 2. Build strategic optionality. Avoid vendor lock-in while capturing the productivity gains that are real today. 3. Make governance a competitive advantage. As regulations accelerate, the organizations with strong AI governance will move faster and take bigger swings. Most importantly, remember, we're still early in this transformation. The leaders of the next phase will be the ones who cut through the noise, invest in sustainable capabilities, and keep the flexibility to adapt as the landscape changes. At NextGenAI, this is what we help organizations do every day. Build AI capabilities that create measurable business value without giving away their future to a single provider. The future will belong to the organizations that can harness AI's power without handing over the keys. That's not just tech strategy. It's survival in the AI-driven economy. Thanks for joining me on AI Unveiled, where we cut through the noise and surface the signals that matter.